Going for boost. Well, I think going for boost, if you're a boost merchant, like someone like AJ or someone, you go for boost.
100% of the time.
Yes.
Always, every second of every game. Ball's going in your net, don't worry about it. Go get the boost and make sure you've got the full 100 to celebrate with the other team.
Never. Yeah, never. Always go for ball. Yes. Number one rule of Rocket League.
Welcome to the Boost Over Ball podcast, where three aggressively average Rocket League players talk about everything RLCS with your hosts, Ace, Code Red Jack, Kyle Cube, and AJ Binky. So, if you've ever wondered when the best time to go for Boost Over Ball is, you've come to the right place.
Hello and welcome back to the Boost Over Ball podcast. To listeners new and old, hello and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kyle K. Cube, and today I'm here with Red and AJ. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Howdy.
Another super exciting day of Rocket League, whether you can hear it in our voices or not. It's been a long weekend so far, but really as much as we could have asked for, with no sweeps, 2 Game 7s, really, truly, actually an exciting day. But, I figure we start out, we had 4 series from today, starting out with Gentlemates and Gen G. The series goes to Game 7. And every series of the day is kind of a pattern. Every series started out 2-0 at least. In the Vitality series, they started out 3-0, but every series started out 2-0, and then we went from there, right? The series really started after that. So Gen G not able to do enough. They battled, or they took their time out. They won in convincing fashion, and they were not able to fight back through as they go up in the series 3-2 and then lose 2 straight. So does anything stick out to you guys about that series in particular, or did it kind of go as you expected?
I'd say, Gen G looked the best I've seen them look in a while, but also so did Gentlemates. They fought the timeout buff from Gentlemates. They ended up winning Game 5, but just could not seal the deal, both 2-1 losses. Seems like Gentlemates just had more ice on them in that regard, but definitely a close series for sure.
Yeah. Andrew, you got anything to add on that one?
Nah, it was pretty close. Both teams looked pretty good.
Nope.
I think they're breaking like that.
I'd say they have a plastic container of yogurt, so he's like trying to bite the.
Oh, okay.
So I don't
It's
care.
not like he's like ripping it, like snapping.
I don't care if he ruins it. He's trying to like move the lid or the rim of the thing out of the way so he can get to more of it. It's also plastic. So I don't give a shit that much. Are you breathing? Oh, you're fine. You're just he's trying to he tries to knock like the whole thing like out of the cup.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
yeah,
That's funny.
but the second series that we'll talk about here is because it was Fury of Vitality.
The second series is BDS G2.
You're right. And hey, G2, don't say we didn't do anything for you. Red spent the entire series on his phone after he looked at his phone and G2 scored in Game 3. So really, we have you to thank for the NA still being alive.
Thanks, Red.
That was a stressful series of I could only listen to audio and look at AJ Binky and try to figure out what exactly was going on. But hey, superstitions will work sometimes, and if that's what works for G2, that's what works.
Yeah. So they're finally able to exercise the demons. We'll talk about it again here in a little bit, but they are able to beat the curse of BDS. They took them down in 6 games after again going down 2-0. But the rest of the games, like 1-0, 2-0, 1-0, 3-2, they're all very close, very hotly contested series. They're able to fight through a BDS timeout buff and really show why G2 is the number 1 seed coming out of NA. So our third series of the day was Fury of Vitality. and Vitality goes up 3-0 pretty quick in pretty convincing fashion. Furia are able to take Game 4 and are quickly dispatched in Game 5. Vitality really looked to be like in Worlds form. Job security, Radosin goes nuts. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but they looked fantastic.
Yeah, they looked really good. It was a good showing from Vitality, and I was not expecting it.
Yeah. At least expecting it to be a little closer than a 4-1 Vitality win for sure. That was not expected there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, with as good as Furia looked, throughout Swiss, being one of our 3-0 teams, everyone was kind of like, maybe they got the juice this time. But looking back at it, they're able to take down Vitality in 5 games. They're able to take down Gen G in 5 games, and both of those series were pretty close. So looking back at some of the series, you think maybe if it's best of 7, maybe they don't swing the same way with Furia against Vitality taking games 2, 3, and 5, and against Gen G they're able to get 2, 3, and 5 again. So it seems like it takes them a little bit of time to answer back after they win their games. So maybe in a longer series they aren't able to do so, but Vitality dispatches them pretty quickly here. And then I think we got to talk about, last but not least, probably the series of the day for me, being Carmine Corps and Team Falcons, the last series of the day.
Absolutely. That was by far the best series. Could have easily been the grand finals in another world. One of the most hype series I've seen in probably the time I've started watching RLCS. Could have gone either way for both teams. In the end, Carmine Corps gets the job done and finishes out the series in Game 7. No OT needed, but still quite a close one, I think, with the last goal being scored within the last 40 seconds or so.
Yeah, I mean,
It was a close one.
It was a great series. I know certainly the people at the watch party were hoping that it was going to be Falcons that came out with that one to potentially lessen the likelihood that it's an all EU Grand Finals again. But again, like the rest of the series today, Carmine Corps jumps out to a 2-0 series lead. Falcons answer back with 2 of their own, fight through a timeout to win Game 5. And you really think, okay, maybe is this it? They got double match point, and we get overtime in Game 6, and Carmine Corps able to win. And like Red said, Carmine Corps scored in the last 40 seconds of the game to seal it away in Game 7. So a super exciting series, a great time to be a Rocket League fan, especially with some of these emerging regions like Mina, Sam getting their day in the sun. Even if the results didn't go their way, they still were able to represent their regions well. But now we have our biggest winners and losers from the quarterfinal matchups. First and foremost, we got Vitality. They look like they're in Worlds form. Radosin has certainly found his footing, and they look fantastic. Secondly, I got G2. They're finally able to break the curse. They beat BDS. It's been certainly a little while for them since they've been able to take down BDS, and they're able to do so and move into the semifinals. Although, if they want to win this event, they're going to have to run the gauntlet of EU. And then last but not least, I have Carmine Corps able to survive double match point and take down Falcons, who looked really good, especially in those games that Falcons were winning. Being able to put up 3 goals to 0 in games 3 and 4 is really impressive. They looked incredible. AJ, did I miss anybody? Is there anybody you think I should be added in there
For the losers?
for winners?
For winners. I don't think so.
I mean, the only one that I can think of that you'd add in there would be the people that are there, like the crowd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that you would definitely say the crowd. Although being a smaller venue, I mean, you could not ask for a better matches to have with a crowd. I mean, it was amazing. just to see, from our own watch party. So I can't imagine what it was like in Copenhagen.
Yeah. So I mean, and we're doing our Saturday quarterfinal recap, and we'll probably do our entire major recap and talk about Blast, talk about the venue, talk about all the the theatrics and the new stage props that they had in our episode that either Sunday or the one that goes live on Wednesday. So we'll talk about that more, but certainly a little bit jealous for the fans that got to be there. They got to see some great Rocket League, and it looks like the crowd and the atmosphere was just electric.
Definitely.
But now on to our biggest losers, and first and foremost being Furia. After a great Swiss run, they looked unconvincing in their loss, and they're unable to really make a big impression. Secondly, I got BDS. After taking the first 2 games, they lose 4 straight against G2 to be almost a little bit swept out of the tournament unconvincingly after Drawley and Monkey Moon looked really good in games 1 and 2. And then last but certainly not least for our biggest losers, I have Hootie Who's predictions as he goes 0-4 in predictions today.
Big rip for the Hootie Who.
Yeah. Who knew that Asura passed on the jinxing to Hootie Who.
Yeah.
So, I did see he's open for requests. So if anyone has some requests for for Championship Sunday, feel free to reach out to him.
Hootie will be in contact soon, don't worry.
But anyway, honorable mention as well. Speaking of Asphira, we have Asphira's tweets. He has been a quite the character on Twitter so far, or X, or however you want to say it. But one of his specifically his top 3 players in the world. Number 1, obviously NA Zen. Hard to beat NA Zen when he's
World champion NA
Zen. Number 2 though, Crowd Day Rise. It's amazing what that man can do in front of a crowd. He pretty much led Carmine Corps today and was just electric on all parts of the field. And finally, of course, job security Radosin. When his job security gets into question, the man steps to the plate and puts on a show.
A couple people were joking about that, like job security Radosin is Black Mask LeBron. Really, because a lot of people think that Radosin, and people still think that if Vitality doesn't win this event, then Radosin will be dropped from the roster or moved to sub, however it is that they want to do it. But it seems to be, that he's playing fantastically. I think he's carrying the team thus far in the tournament. But, another honorable mention tweet from Esfera is the David Hasselhoff tweet about Rawas leaning way forward with his hands under the table. But Esfera, good job. Seems like he's been on the uptrend since he was on ESPN, and props to him. But AJ, you wanna give us our series of the day?
Falcons versus Carmine Corp. Pretty obvious one. It was super exciting, super close, like down to the wire. Absolute butt clencher.
Indeed. We had our watch party was at a bar and grill, and so there were some people at the restaurant that were not affiliated with the watch party, and people were craning their necks and looking around to watch them. But we had people that were looking and watching Rocket League in what I would guess to be people who had never seen Rocket League before, which is always a cool thing to see in my opinion. But now we have to talk about the unfortunate part for us, for a lot of people, and that would be predictions. Red and I both going 2 for 4. Red predicting Gen G, Carmine Corps, Furia, and G2, with the winner being Carmine Corps. Me picking Gentlemates, Falcons, Furia, and G2. AJ going 1 for 4, picking Gentlemates, Falcons, Furia, and BDS. I'd also like to have it noted that Red is the only person with their winner from yesterday still intact, as AJ and I both picked Furia. So with that, we got a top 4. We got, what should equate to 50-50 chances for our grand finals. So we'll go ahead and do our grand final predictions, and it's pretty simple because we've all picked the same grand finals. AJ, you want to run it down?
Yep. Carmine Corp G2 in grand finals, and Red picks Carmine Corp for the winner, and me and Kyle pick G2.
Note, I am a huge G2 fan.
But this was a logic pick instead of a heart pick.
Yeah.
The inner T Bates is yelling at me, but the brain is saying it's Carmine Core. Just the way they were able to play against Falcons, I'm not sure if G2 can meet that level.
Yeah, it should be interesting though. We certainly got a lot to watch for. Tomorrow being the shortest of the days, matches starting at noon Eastern, and probably going till 3:00. If I had to guess,
4, depending on Game 7s, probably.
Yeah, something like that. But do you guys have anything else you want to add about the matches, about predictions, anything like that?
Only thing I would like to add is I think Blast has handled this major very well. The production has been pretty high quality from what I've seen. The stadium and the venue look amazing. The stage looks fantastic. I haven't seen very many complaints about how this has been run so far, so props to them. Hopefully they continue to impress in London at the Copper Box, and wherever Worlds decides to be, I'm excited for it.
That'll be fun.
As am I. But before we wrap up for today, first off, thank you to the person we're working with at Luminosity for giving us some merchandise to give away. We got some pictures of people, rocking their Luminosity jerseys. And thank you for the people that showed up to the watch party. Special thank you to Cat Jeans for helping me organize and helping me do some stuff behind the scenes. But thank you again to everybody that showed up. Hopefully, this being the first of many watch parties we're able to host in some different places. So we look forward to seeing everyone at the next event if possible, and if not, then we will try to host a watch party for people who aren't able to make it to the major. So a huge thank you to everybody who showed up, everybody who replied or interacted with our tweets on Twitter, so that we were able to reach a larger audience. But also, we'd like to thank you so much for listening. We'd like to remind you to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, join our Discord, and rate us wherever you listen to podcasts. We also ask that you check out our Twitch, our TikTok, and our merch store. All of these links and more can be found on our website at boostoverball.com. And from us here on the show, as always, remember to choose Boost over Ball.
Thank you for listening to the Boost Over Ball podcast. Make sure to check out our website, www.boostoverball.com, and rate us wherever you listen to podcasts.